Hey guys, it's been about 5 days since my last video update about unemployment benefits for self-employed people and independent contractors. There have been a lot of new updates, so I just wanted to make this video to keep you guys in the loop on what's going on. If you're self-employed, I know right now is a very frustrating time. The government is just not being very clear, and states are not yet ready to accept applications for unemployment from workers like us, self-employed and independent contractors. In addition, some news sources are saying that applying for unemployment for self-employed people, it's a two-step process. This means it's harder for us to apply for unemployment than a traditional W-2 worker. But we'll get more into this later on in the video. Make sure to watch this video all the way to the end because I have a lot of updates for you guys and there is some very good news which you guys will be happy to hear. So guys, did any of you think it would be this hard to apply for unemployment when you first started working for yourself? I know I didn't, but at least now we are actually able to even apply for unemployment benefits as a result of the CARES Act, which was passed into effect on March 27th. This act created the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, which expanded unemployment coverage to most self-employed workers and independent contractors. The government has made this expansion to save all types of workers, not just the people who work a traditional 9-to-5 job as an employee. However, they did not know that this expansion would implode the current unemployment application systems, as there really is no good way for them to use the existing infrastructure to qualify a completely different set of people who are self-employed, where it's much more difficult to actually qualify their income. Therefore, building this new infrastructure has been taking quite some time, and that's why it's taken states so long and they aren't even yet able to handle these new applications. So far, we've seen about 22 million unemployment insurance claims in the last 4 weeks, meaning that on paper, this has pretty much wiped out all the new jobs that have been created since the last Great Recession. It's also pretty crazy to compare these current numbers with the actual number of jobs that were lost in the Great Recession at just under 9 million. You know, on paper, it looks really bad, but in reality, I think it's not too bad because most of these jobs will be available and will come back once this whole pandemic thing ends. You know, if businesses don't close, then when this pandemic ends and when social distancing ends and they are allowed to reopen, there will be demand for workers. It's not like these jobs were just completely wiped out, never to be seen again. All right, let's just do a quick recap of who will actually qualify for these unemployment benefits. Based on the IRS website, these expanded benefits will cover self-employed people, independent contractors, gig workers, which includes jobs such as driving for Uber or Lyft, people without sufficient work history to actually qualify for traditional unemployment, and also people who have exhausted their unemployment benefits. So what I suggest you guys do is go to your own state's unemployment website and look up their basic eligibility requirements. Each state will have their own detailed guidelines available for you to see. And then when you're on their website, you can actually find their application checklist. This will tell you the eligibility rules for applying for unemployment, as well as what types of information and documents you should have before actually applying. Since most states are not yet ready to accept applications from self-employed people and independent contractors, I suggest you guys look at these application requirements and start getting your forms ready. That way, the minute that these apps go live on the website, you can apply right away and hopefully get your money as soon as possible. In general, you'll need things such as your name, your social security number, your birthday, and your contact information. You'll also need documents showing your work history as well as your income for the last year or two. This can be in the form of a 1099 miscellaneous or a tax return. And also, you'll want to have your direct deposit bank account information available because if you want to receive your unemployment benefits directly into your bank account, that is definitely the best way. Applications will be online, and what states are recommending is instead of calling in to get your questions answered, just look online as they should have questions and answers available there. Of course, this is because their phone lines are just gonna be crazy busy. So one interesting thing that I've been seeing some sources say, which is new, is that applying for unemployment as a self-employed person is a two-step process. First, they're saying that you need to apply for traditional unemployment and actually get denied. And then after you get your denial, that is when you would be eligible to actually file for unemployment under the new Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. So does this mean that you actually have to apply for unemployment first and actually get denied? Well, I'm seeing mixed sources, so I don't want to say that for sure, but definitely that is something that you might want to consider doing. For those of you who have already applied under the traditional unemployment system through your state and have been denied, then you don't have anything to worry about. But for those of you that have not applied yet and are just waiting for the new application to come online, this might bring up the possibility that you have to actually apply for unemployment first, get denied, and then reapply using this new application. However, I really don't think this would make any sense, and I don't see the states actually enforcing this, because that would create a lot of confusion and it would also anger a lot of people. So I'm really hoping that these sources that have been saying that are wrong, but just know it is a possibility. So now, where are the states at in terms of getting their new application systems ready for you guys? For Colorado, they are actually saying that their system will go live on April 20th. In Pennsylvania, they said that they will launch the system in the next few days. In Washington, they have said that their system will go live on Sunday, April 19th. And in California, where I live, they have said that the system will go live on April 28th. So yeah, it looks like most states will have their systems ready in the next few days, or latest in the next 2 weeks. Obviously, California is a huge state with tons and tons of numbers of people filing for unemployment, so I think that's why it's taking a bit longer for them to get this new infrastructure up. So yeah, after watching this video, make sure to go Google your state plus unemployment for self-employed people, and you should find some news articles that say when your state's system should be ready. Now, how much money will you be paid once you do apply for unemployment and are approved? So right now it seems like each state has their own minimum amount that they will pay you. For example, in Washington state, you should get a minimum of $235 per week, plus that $600 per week, which comes from the federal government. For each state, the minimum amount that you can get is half of their average weekly benefit, plus that whole additional $600. CNBC actually created a pretty cool color-coded graphic showing the average unemployment of different states throughout the country. You can see that Washington, Massachusetts, and Hawaii had some of the highest benefits paid, and then Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama have the lowest at close to $800 per week. That's not too shabby, right? $800 is still a good amount of money, and it should really help a lot of people be able to survive during this hard time. And yes, you will get back pay for the whole time you were eligible to receive unemployment benefits. So for some of you guys who have been out of work for quite some while, you should be expecting to get some pretty big checks. In California, the PUA system is actually being set up in conjunction with the state's current unemployment website called the Employment Development Department, EDD. I'm sure if you are a self-employed Californian, you probably hate these guys. Right now, the plan is for them to actually launch this new application and infrastructure on April 28th. And right now, the plan is to actually issue these self-employed unemployment benefits within 24 to 48 hours. This is expedited because I think they do kind of feel bad that they made people wait this long. And also probably a lot of self-employed people are on the verge of having no more money, since it's been about a month since this whole thing got really bad and people haven't been able to work. A month without income is a long time, and heck, living in California is really expensive. So I really do hope that they are true to their word and they can get payments out within 24 to 48 hours of you submitting your application. I know California, as well as many other states, will also be extending the amount of time that their call centers are open. For example, in California, they're going to be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. And they are bringing in an additional 1,340 employees to kind of meet this new demand. So yeah, chances are, if you're not living in California, your state is going to be opening up their new system for the applications for self-employed people much sooner than California. So that's really good news, and I think that in the next few days, many of you will be able to actually apply through your state's new system. When the system does go live in your state, they'll probably also say when they will expect to actually pay people their benefits. And I hope it's like California, where you get your payments relatively soon after you apply and get approved. Because seriously, you guys have been waiting long enough and you deserve that money. With all the Paycheck Protection Program funds gone, all $349 billion of it, now is a very important time for states to actually start being able to accept unemployment applications for self-employed people. If you didn't know, as a self-employed person or as an independent contractor, you are actually able to apply for a PPP forgivable loan. This is because you yourself is the business and you can actually get a loan to cover your payroll costs and rent and utilities for 8 weeks and have that all forgiven. However, they're currently out of funds for that program, but they are in talks for a second round of funding. Make sure to check out my other YouTube video I made. I'll link it below on how you as a self-employed person or independent contractor can actually apply. It's a really good deal. A 1% interest loan that is forgivable, and pretty much you'll never see a loan like this ever again. If you make a lot of money working for yourself, then getting that PPP loan might make more sense. But if you work for yourself and don't make too much money, then you might actually come out ahead applying for unemployment. So yeah, that's it for this video. The moment I get more news about unemployment for workers like us, I'll definitely create a new video and post it on YouTube. So make sure to be subscribed and hit that bell icon so you get notified when I do post that video. I'm praying for you guys, and I really hope you guys are safe out there and are doing okay. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.